you're doing your makeup like you were in the 80s, it might be time to update. I figured it up, and I think I've been doing my makeup since like 1983. I've done a lot of updating since then, and that's why I want to bring to you some updated things that you can do to your makeup to make it so you like it again when you're over 50. My name is Sonia, and I am into skincare, beauty, fashion, hair, all the things that I just love as a cosmetologist. I've been a cosmetologist since I've been 19 years old. And as I said, I've been doing makeup for a long time. I got in my late 40s, makeup wasn't working anymore. And I got super frustrated. And it has taken me a little while to really get some things in place that have brought me to where I am today, to where I love my makeup even more than I did back in the day. So if you're here, say hi. I have a few things that I'm going to show you. I have a few tips that I'm going to bring to you that I think really are going to be beneficial. And you can comment and I can send you links to the things that I'm using. Or if you just want to have a conversation, that's okay too. You just send me a message and we will talk. All right. So first thing I'm going to say is, as an over 50 woman, I really think that you need good skincare. If you may be a lucky duck and you've been doing good skincare since your 30s, or just what you thought even then was good skincare, I am so proud of you. I did not. I was in my 40s. I was using hand lotion, coconut oil, so many silly things on my face, and I wasn't doing myself any help, and I really needed to catch up. So skip the primer, okay? Skip the primer. You don't need it. You need good skincare. You need to be exfoliating once, even twice a week, and you need to shave your face. Don't come at me. You're not going to grow a beard. I promise you. I promise you, unless you already had a beard. You get that blonde little fuzzies off of your face, and I promise you, your skincare is going to do a better job and your makeup's going to do a better job. So skip the primer and start doing skincare. The skincare that I'm using is a Korean skincare. I love it. If you know, Koreans have been doing skincare really well for hundreds of years, okay? And they really want to protect your skin barrier and heal it. I did a poll in my stories the other day, last week actually, and I said, do you have trouble using vitamin C and retinols? And they're like, yes, because we have sensitive skin. We've done so much to our skin barrier. And I'm like, me too. So let's get you using a skincare that doesn't challenge that skin barrier, still encourages cell turnover, but will repair that skin barrier, give you that plumping and all the hydration that our over 50 menopausal faces need. If you are interested in that, here's your first word that you can comment, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this on the replay. First, say hi, okay? I'm talking to myself. I would rather be talking to you. So say hi. You can comment the word K-Beauty, and it's K-Beauty, okay? That will give you, actually, comment live and you'll get it all. Just comment live. That's what we'll do. And then you can get a match to just about anything, and you can get a match to anything that I'm doing. So let's zoom in. Hi, Lucy. Hey, Lorraine. I'm so glad that you guys are here and talking to me. I don't have to sit here by myself anymore. All right. Skincare. I forgot to put this on while I was talking about it. This is my under eye multi-stick balm. If you comment the word live, that link will be in there for you. I sometimes don't mention how you can get it. So you can get it by commenting that, and you will get it sent right to your DMs. You have to be following me probably to see it. This multi-stick balm is amazing. Get those under eyes hydrated. I would have never thought a year ago that my under eyes were dry because before my Remon skincare, I had some flaking on the inside. Then they quit flaking. But if I don't hydrate right before I put my makeup on, my makeup doesn't do as well as it does. So this is $25. It's so affordable and it lasts a really super long time. I have multiple of them. You can put them in the bathroom for your lips and whatever. Put it in your car, in your purse, and here where you do your makeup. So I said you can skip the primer. You can use a setting spray on your skin beforehand. This one's a Remon Remon setting spray. It has some skincare in it. You can use this before and after your makeup. It's really up to you, okay? This has some skincare benefits to it. So it's really what you want to do. If you're having problems with your makeup, it's a good way to get skincare in if you're not using skincare. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be using 2 compacts, okay? My makeup bag used to be ginormous because I was searching and searching and searching. I had one of those monthly subscriptions and it was super fun. I have to admit, it was super fun because I would get the subscriptions and but what ended up happening is so much of it did not work. I either didn't like it or it didn't work with my mature skin. So I just ended up with a basket full of stuff that I still didn't like. And that really bothers me. I love buying things. It's not that I have a problem buying things, but I hate compacts that I could not adjust what I was going to use. This compact here by Saint is completely adjustable, customizable to you, okay? This right here. I use this. It's my bronzer, my eye color corrector, my brightener, and then a lip and cheek or blush. And then I use a skincare infused cushion. So if you comment that word live, you can get a match. I will personally match you. Or if you comment cushion, you can get your match right now to this. So this is a skincare infused cushion. It's not a liquid. It's not a powder. It's not a cream. It's the weirdest dang thing. And it's amazing. I've been using cream makeup for 5 years. And then our skincare company came out with this cushion and I was like, but I love what I'm using, truly love what I'm using. And then I've been using this. It's amazing. It gives great buildable coverage. It's kind of the last step in your skincare routine because of the way that it works and the skincare that it has in it. And it gives you a radiant finish. Do not think oily. It is not oily. You can't feel it on your skin. It's really great. So when it comes like this. It's like your mama's old compact from the day, but it's not like your mama's old compact. Comes in a box and has a refill in it, which is great. You can pop that little sponge out and pop it in. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to tap it and we're just going to start building coverage. You do your makeup the way you like it. I'm going to do my makeup the way I like it because I feel like less is best as a mature lady, but you don't have to sacrifice the way you want to look. Okay? Some of us are minimalists and we can get away with just a tiny bit of this, that, and the other thing, and we are so satisfied. And then there's many of us that restarted doing our makeup in the 80s, okay? And, well, in the 70s even. And we like makeup, what we would consider a full coverage look. But yet now I've found I don't have to put a full face of makeup on to get the look that I want. So I'm going to show you, okay? I'm going to put makeup on my cheeks where I was a little bit pink, on my nose, and on my chin only. Okay, so let's do that. And then I'm going to add a little bit on the rest of my face. Now, I don't need makeup everywhere. I have a little bit of discoloration on my cheeks down in here. So just a slight sweeping like this gets the coverage that I want. So as you can see how this is radiant? I have my blinds open right now. Beautiful sunshine. I've put this only on my cheeks. So my skincare is giving me a glow and this makeup is giving me a beautiful glow. So then I don't look, I watched this guy in this video and he said, you don't look crusty and dusty. We don't want to look crusty and dusty, right? Because we have a lot going on and that's not what we want to look like. You don't look crusty and dusty. I don't mean that. All right, get this redness on the under part of your nose right here. We all have it right there in your nose holes, and I'm going to put a little bit right there. Now, that's it on the makeup. That's typically what I do. And then sometimes I'll take a little bit what's left right there, and I'll sweep it. Okay, if you have a little bit of something going on over here and you want to tap back in and you want to put the slightest bit on, you can. But honestly, that gives me the coverage that I want and gives me the look that I want with doing minimal. And here's the thing with our foundation. So the first tip that I had was you don't need primer. You need good makeup, or you need good skincare. You need to exfoliate and you need to shave. Okay? Amazing. That right there. Don't shave the same day you exfoliate if you have sensitive skin. then you need probably a darker foundation than what you think. So I color match ladies. If you comment that cushion or live, either one that you want to do. If you want an immediate match, comment cushion. And people will come back and they'll be like, that looks dark. And I'm like, I know, I understand what you're saying. That looks dark for me. Okay. This is natural beige. And I've put it on my cheeks and my nose and my chin. And in that's my darker areas with that pink. It'll help me to not look textured, and it's going to give me such a skin-like look. So, all right, there we go. We're capped, we're good, and we're going to close that. So you need to probably go darker than what you think and only put makeup where you need it. The next thing is we are going to add bronzer. Bronzer is amazing for mature skin. I love a cream bronzer. This is Bella. This palette, if you comment the word live, I will send you everything that I have in here, okay? It's all the eyeshadows I use today and the colors that I use today, but you can swap them out. You can go look and you're like, well, I don't really like that or whatever, but Bella's pretty universal. If you're near my coloring, this color palette is gonna work for you. Frenchie works great as a color corrector on our under eyes, and I'm actually gonna use it on my cheeks too. And this is the color Fig. So much goodness. But bronzer, a cream bronzer is going to still help with that beautiful, radiant look. And I love the color Bella, and I recommend it for almost all my people. All right, someone had a misspelling. You had live, and you put an R in it. So Dee Dee, comment again the word live, and then you will get the links. Okay, so I'm going to, if you can see my face and my neck, they don't always match for most of us. A lot of us, our faces are actually darker than our chest, or it's lighter than our chest. It's either the way you do your skincare, or it can be, for me, it's hormones, okay? My hormones make my chest red. I am not burnt. It is so annoying. So I like taking bronzer to help blend in any redness, any melasma, and to help my face to all completely float into my chest. So bronzer is not contour, but it still gives you dimension. And I use it on my forehead. I tap it on my cheeks. So see how this is all starting to blend? See the dimension happening? And I'm using so little makeup. Look at that side of my face and look at this side of my face. I'm not washed out. I don't look textured. And I am able to get the look that I want with a beautiful radiant glow. Okay. I hit my elbow so much when I'm like, I think it's because I'm so short. I probably need a chair that's a little bit taller. And then I have a little bit of a white neck right here. Someone called it my white gobbler. I guess it is. And I put a little bit of bronzer right there. You may not need it. You could even add a little bit to your nose, because again, that's where the sun would hit you. So now I've added dimension to my face with bronzer. If you, again, sunspots, melasma, that type of thing, it can help blend it all in. All right, so bronzer, and then I'm going to take actually a little bit of bronzer, and I think I'm going to use it as a contour, just a little bit. I'm going to flip this brush over, and I'm going to tap into it. Bronzer is not the same as contour. But if you only want to get a palette 4 and you don't want contour, you can be like, I'm just going to use this bronzer as a little bit of a contour, and I'm going to stick it underneath my cheeks right like that, and then I'm going to swish it up. Guess high, if you don't know where to contour, it's right here under that cheekbone, and stop at the outer part of your eye. That's going to be your best bet as a mature woman. Okay? That's that. Now, we are going to do blush. Blush placement for us, it's so interesting to me. We can put it on the apples of our cheeks. And that's how we always did it. We would smile like this, and then we'd put it on our apples to our cheeks, and then we kind of blend it around. And the thing is for most of us, the collagen has gone out of our faces. We've lost the plumpness of our faces, and we need to not start on the apple. I'm going to tell you to start back here, right like that, up high on the cheekbone. So guess high if you need to, and start in the back, and let's just slightly move it forward. If you have full cheeks, you can go ahead and start on the apple. Don't smile, because if you smile, the apple has fallen from the tree is the saying. And what's going to end up happening is your blush is going to be too low and you're going to drag your face down. So I'm going to take a little bit of this cream blush and it's Fig, and I'm going to tap a little bit in the back, and we're going to start back here, and we're going to be high up on the cheekbone. And then after I blend that in, I'm going to take a little bit of this color corrector, which it's actually a lip and cheek, and I'm going to add to it. So I'm like, okay, not quite enough, and I'm just going to keep adding. So see how I'm like this, like the outer part of my eye, or maybe to the pupil, and I am going high on the cheekbone and I'm going up. Everything we need to do, it needs to be up. Okay? Like so. The beauty about the creams is, since we're kind of learning how to do our makeup a little bit differently, they're very forgiving. You're not going to make a mistake. I promise you. You really are not. So we've got our blush on a little bit high, like this, or at right on the cheekbone, okay? And then next, I'm just going to add a little bit of this Frenchy color. What's amazing about this color is it color corrects under eyes, not every color, but if you have kind of a light muddy or a blue, like you have blue that you can see right there, this peachy color will cover it, and you can use it as a blush also. Multi-purpose, amazing. I'm just going to take a little bit of that Frenchy color, and I'm going to stick it on top of it, and then we're just going to blend it out. Now, I'm going to bring it forward to the apple of that cheek, and I'll show you this little trick. I'm going to look at my face. I'm not going to smile. Don't smile, okay? We want to do the face, and we're going to just kind of do an upside down triangle. Bring it a little bit forward. This works for me. I think it works for most of us, and it'll get your blush right where you want it. Okay, so you're high and a little bit on the apple to the cheek, and I feel like you're going to get this beautiful flushing to your cheeks, which is what blush is intended for. Add some color to your cheeks. Don't be afraid of it. As mature ladies, even some younger ladies, I will see they'll add a little bit and they're kind of scared to add more. Just build it. This has a buildable coverage. Add a little bit and then add a little bit more, and get it to the way that you want it, that has a beautiful flushing to the cheeks, not a streak, nothing like that, just something really pretty that gives us some color. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my under eyes next. I wait to do my under eyes. And the reason I do that is so many of us have under eye darkness right in here. And if I do that first, I still am not satisfied with the way they look. I feel like if you do this, it distracts from the under eyes, which many of us hyper focus on. Again, we have some sinking, we have some bags, all of that. It helps us to just kind of back out, give us the look that we're wanting, and then go in with the under eye, and you'll be much more satisfied. You need a small brush for this part. I love Saint's spot brush, if I can find it. Saint's spot brush, because it has it has a small end, like you're going to paint, okay? And this has a different end here. I use the both of them for what I'm going to do next. So if you have a dark under eye, hang on, I got to cover this. If you have dark under eye, you want to make sure that you only put color where you have color. Okay? Hear me say that again. Only put color where you have color. So we're going to color correct. We're no longer going to conceal our under eyes. So this is going to be hugely beneficial for you. We have texture. See, I have a lot of texture on my under eyes. That's okay. I smile a lot. Well, depends on where I'm at. I smile and laugh a lot. And so I have a lot going on in my under eyes. If I put a light color under there, it's really going to accent it, or if I put too much. So you need to be careful, and we're only going to put makeup where we need it, again. So we're going to take a little bit of this peachy shade, and I mean a little, okay? Not a lot. You can use your finger, and we're just going to add a little bit to our dark under eye. I don't have a lot of darkness on my under eye. I have a lot of blue right here, and I have a little bit of purple. This color does not cover purple. It's going to cover mud and blue, okay? But what I do is I take a little bit of my foundation and I put over the purple, and I'm able to get coverage. So we covered the blue, we covered the mud, and we only put it in that area right here. This is where most of us have the dark under eye. So we have a little bit of a purple shade, and you're like, Okay, now I feel like I need to blend it in. So you're going to take your, probably that foundation that we just put here in this cross, like that foundation, because it's a little bit darker, or get a darker concealer. Okay, if you have a like a stick concealer or something, throw away the light one or use it for brightening, and now pull out a darker shade. We want a darker shade because if you put light, it's going to accent all your texture. So we're going to take a little bit of this dark cushion color, that's my main foundation shade, and I'm going to tap over that peach. And it's just going to blend it in. So if you have that under eye darkness, that's what we're doing. And as I said, that cushion has skincare in it. So I'm getting skincare on my under eyes too, along with the multi-balm stick. And then I'm going to fill in where I'm white on my under eyes. See those pockets of white? Okay. And if you just hopped on, if you use two things you can comment. You can either comment the word live, and I'll send you the links to everything I'm using, and you can get a match to foundation. You can get a link to the palette that I'm using. Or if you want an immediate, right now match to my foundation, comment the word cushion, okay? Now I'm going to fill in the pockets of white on my under eyes, and you're like, have you lost your ever-living mind? I have. But let me tell you why. If you have significantly or even like medium to dark under eyes right in here, which so many of us do, or if you have under eye bags, hear me on this, okay? You're going to want to color this darker, not darker than your face, but darker than what it naturally is. Most of us are white on our under eyes. I don't know why. It's not like I wear goggles. So I'm going to take a little bit of my foundation, okay? And then I'm going to mix it with my bronzer, and I'm going to tap a little bit of it off onto my hand, okay? Because I don't want it too much, but I'm adding a little bit of my bronzer in. And then I'm going to color next to what I just color corrected. And I'm going to take this pocket of white and I'm going to deepen it. I'm going to darken it. Don't darken your dark like this, okay? You color corrected and concealed. You color corrected and put a darker concealer. Now all we're doing is coloring next to it to help lighten it up even more. Or for an eye bag, it's going to push it back. I feel like it's such a hard concept, but you guys are smart, right? I know you know what I mean, okay? Darkness recedes. So we're darkening up that under eye bag. You're darkening up next to the darkness to make it appear lighter, okay? A little bit of Bella. If you are more fair-skinned than I am, and you need a lighter under eye than Bella, reach out to me, okay? Bella is great, and I use very little of it. Very, very, very little. And again, you're mixing it. Or you may even just get away with putting your foundation shade underneath the eye and darkening that up. Okay, now you see how that white is all gone. And now we're going to get to something that's super, super fun. We're going to lighten and brighten and lift. Everything I've done is to lift. Everything I do with my hooded eyes is I lift. Okay, I've got droopy hooded eyes, and we've lifted by creating a natural or creating a fake crease. I've done my eyebrows, okay? We're going to create lift that way. Everything I did with my blush, we created lift by the way we applied it. Contour, we can create a little bit of lift and dimension. And now we're going to create lift with a light color, and we're not going to put it on our under eyes at all. But you are going to put it under your under eye bag. Yay! Okay, that spot brush, again, here it is. We're going to pull it back out. And I'm going to use that fourth color that's in here. So we've used all the rest, and these are only $16. Do you know how long these last me? Add that up. And this palette is totally, ADD brain. I just look at this and I'm like, guys, this palette here, bronzer, color corrector, brightener, and a lip and cheek is going to last you. Okay. I'm going to say 6 months to a year. I'm going to get a year out of this because I'm going to switch out my lip and cheek. This, they pop out. Okay. So if you comment live, you can get this palette. All right. I'm going to take a light color. That's too much. I'm going to take some of it off. And then I've got these hollows. And I hear from so many, they're like, I hate them. I don't like mine either. Okay. I despise my hollows more than I do my jowls. And I ain't too fond of the jowls, but this is what I do every time I do my makeup. I take the light and I start over here because a lot of my darkness is mostly over here. And I'm going to put a little bit of that light color in there. This is the color Palace. There's also White Peach, Aura, a couple different brightening shades. If you're super fair, reach out to me and we can adjust this. Okay. See how that reflects out the shadow. This is a shadow. This isn't darkness. It's not a darkness. It's a shadow. Same thing with your nasolabial folds. It's a shadow. So by putting light where you have that shadow, it can help reflect it out. So let's take this brush and tap it in. I have quite a bit on. Remember, less is best. That's going to be your number one rule for you to think of from here on out, is less is best. And if you do all the things that I'm talking about right now, or even just a few of them, you're going to use less makeup. Okay, so see the hollow here? Oh, look at that difference. Look at the hollow here as compared to over here. Can you see the difference? Someone please tell me you can see the difference. See how that reflected out? That's amazing. Okay. That's what we're doing. But we're using less makeup. And see, we're not even sacrificing at all. And this, my makeup takes me with my eyes 7 to 10 minutes. So yes, Lorraine, Sean, isn't that I want to take a picture. Can I take a picture? I'll probably mess something out. I'm like, that is stunning. Okay. So let's do the same thing. All we did was took a brightening shade, very little. And if you have an under eye bag, don't get the brightening on the under eye bag because you're going to make it pop and then you're going to really hate it. So we're going to take it and now we're just going to, I have some really crepey skin under there. I don't want to pull it too much. So we're just going to be really careful. Okay. And then tap with your finger. Ring finger's best. Honestly, let's be real. We know that. Okay. And then we're just going to help that out. Okay. All right. Next, you're going to brighten some other areas. Okay. So right here, hang on. We're going to brighten and lift. Continue. We're going to flip this brush. If you get the spot brush, you're going to use this thing a lot. I feel like when we were young, you could use all these really big brushes, and these do have a place in my life, but I doing like kind of this little work, and it's amazing. So lift, take the outer part of your eye here, and we're going to add a brightening. Now look, okay, see the lift that you're getting? That's to help your eyeshadow to not be too low, and it's going to create that lift when someone looks at you. Here, I'm going to do the same thing. It goes from your corner of your eye to the tail of your brow. We're all shaped differently, okay? So do that to where it makes sense. You're creating lift, and then you have to blend it. We don't want a white streak, or we don't want too much makeup either. Okay, we're going to go above the arch of the brow. If you don't have an arch, you need to make an arch. The arch of the brow, tap it out a little bit. We're going to go under that contour line that we created earlier. Hang on, my blush is not even. We're going to go below, did I say above? Go below the contour line. Same thing, we're going to do that fluffy end. And I'm going to, or if you didn't do contour, that's okay too. Do it under your blush. So here is my cheekbone. Here's where my contour would go. I'm just going to sweep it right there underneath. So little. Not much at all. Hi, guys. How's Cindy? I'm like, I see blue and yellow, so I feel like Cindy might be here. Okay. Like that. And then you're just going to blend it. And remember I told you guys earlier how forgiving cream is? I make mistakes. I do my makeup all the time, and I make mistakes. Just go like this. It's forgiving. It's very, very forgiving. And you can even take your brush, and you're good to go. All right, then we're going to go down the center of the nose. like so. Look, don't do that. Here comes the forgiving thing again. If you did that with powder, you'd be in big doo-doo. Okay, so like that. I was doing this video one time and I was drawing line down my face. I had to stop recording me drawing the line. It was like, it's fine. All right, tap it out. You're just slimming the nose a little bit. And then you can flip it over. Go like that. All right, you could put a little bit here for next to the jowls. You can try. I've showed you guys before. I don't get really great results in the nasal labial fold. I mean, what you have to do is look at the shadow, okay, and take it up where it's shadowed. I don't get as good a results as I do on the under the bag. So next thing we're going to do is we already did this right here where the, they call it tear trough. I don't know. And then we're going to tap it here on the top of the cheeks. So you're just creating lift. I promise you, if you guys do this, I think a lot of us will be concerned about contouring. And if you've never contoured, like I never had when I was 50 years old, I'd never contoured anything ever. I would almost rather have you learn brightening over contouring. Maybe I'll regret saying that. Okay, then I take a little bit of brightener. You can take your finger, tap it up here in this area a little bit. I can't get it here because then I get really creasy and textured. You can take your finger like so. Some people like using their finger when they first start because it's just, you can kind of feel it, and that's okay. And then I like to take a little bit of that brightening shade, same brush, and take a little bit of brightener. And then I like to mix in a little bit of my main shade and kind of carve out my cheek. Just a little bit. You can do just the brightener. I just like mixing in, darkening it up a little bit. Okay. And then, again, if you're like, I messed that up a little bit, take that blush and just put the blush right back where you need it. I'm done, honestly. This is what I used right here. I used the 3D brush, my Saint palette, and I used the cushion. Powder. If you want to use powder on your face, you absolutely can. So if you want, before any of you guys check out, because I'm almost done here, comment the word live, and then you can have the links. You can get a cushion match, skincare match, whatever you want. And just a link to this palette and everything that I used in it, including the eyeshadows, and you can edit it. I was going to tell you about the powder. Anyway, I did not include powder in the palette. If you want to put powder on, totally fine. Powder for us mature ladies is okay. You just have to make sure you don't use too much. If you use too much, remember that crusty, dusty thing? We don't want crusty and dusty. We want radiant, beautiful skin. So take a little bit on a brush and tap it on your oily areas. This is Vanilla Dust. It's my favorite one out of all powders that I've ever used. And I've even tried some expensive ones. I like the Vanilla Dust. It fits in my palette too. Again, I did not add it to the links that I gave you guys. But I like it better. And I just do it in my T-zone basically, and that's it. And then you can take that setting spray if you want again, and you can spray it over it. Helps to give it a radiant look again, especially if you know, your powder and you put it on and you're like, sometimes I'll do that. I'll put my powder on and then I'll look at my face and I'm like, you know what? I feel like it took away that really pretty glow that I like. If you spray the setting spray on again, that'll really help. If by chance you have really oily or pretty oily skin, okay? This one is Rimon's setting spray. It's called Set and Stay. I think it's $25 or $35. Has skincare in it. If by chance you are oily, slightly oily, all-nighter, this one might be a little bit better. Urban Decay all-nighter. it might be a little bit better for that skin. It's just something you have to test out. And again, you can put this under the makeup and on top of the makeup. So it's just something that you're gonna have to play with. But a lot of us at this age, we are dry. So that's, you know, gonna be up to you. So, all right, thanks. I'm gonna go. See ya.